Many thanks to Clash Vanilla servers, Fatal Attraction Squad, CF Tools Cloud, Sovereign RP server, the Struggle Community, the Karma Crew servers, Friendly DayZ podcast, DayZ servers, Reclamation server, and DayZ servers host for making this video possible. DayZ 1.29 has massively changed the distance we can place fences near other fences, leading to some unintended consequences. So I'm going to be retesting everything we've learned so far about base building to see if the meta has changed and why barricading is still very much an issue. The only change to base building this patch is the distance you can place fences near each other. In the last patch it was this far, and in 1.29 it's many times further away because the devs added an invisible rectangle of about this size here. This rectangle will only go into effect when the fence kit is placed, not during the hologram mode, and won't allow any objects to be placed inside of it once it is placed, such as any type of base building kit or even tents and barrels. This actually applies to any object in DayZ that can be placed, such as claymore mines, bear traps or IEDs, which strangely enough shows that objects can be placed inside of this rectangle, but they can't be placed on the edges of this rectangle for whatever reason. You may believe that this puts an end to stacking walls in DayZ. Now there's a gap, you have to follow this gap, but that is not the case because this invisible rectangle only applies to the rear of the fence, so you can just place it in front of it and then you can avoid that restriction. You can still stack walls in DayZ exactly like last patch. However, before you go into the comments and flame me for helping players stack walls again, we don't actually know if this invisible rectangle is intended in 1.29 or not. There are no patch notes on this, nor have we heard any words from the devs related to this at all. So this rectangle, it could just be a bug, in which case I've just helped you avoid that bug. I'm going to go ahead and assume that this probably is not a bug though, and is intended to be a stealthy fix to the explosive penetration bug on base walls. So if you didn't know, explosive damage travels around 50 centimeters through base structures, all base structures in DayZ, allowing just 2 plastic explosives to wreck this stack of walls here, which FYI is still working in 1.29. So be aware that while you can stack walls still, there is still a damage bug assigned to it. This rectangle could have also been introduced because of barricading doors with poles, as explosives do almost no damage to this type of setup. They cannot penetrate the thick poles to damage the frames and the panels behind them, and this is a really cheesy setup. And given how recently I made the video covering this, I'm willing to bet that this is the reason this patch became very rectangular, with this type of barricading still being possible in the current version of DayZ. So seeing as the devs are probably watching this video too and likely facepalming at how they should have probably put an invisible rectangle on the front of fences while doing so, I have another request. Allow us to pick up fireplaces that have been lit but are now cold. There's no way for players at the moment to remove these, not even by burying them as they need to be on a terrain texture, because right now the despawn timer for these is 8 hours, meaning that players can block any building staircase in DayZ for 8 hours at a time, or forever if they are determined enough. I never share something so cringe without a solution for it, so I'm not going to share the details of how to do this, but I am going to tell you that if you drop an item, you can stand on it to get over this, such as a base building kit, any kit will do, vehicle parts like doors, hoods and wheels, or you can place another fireplace and add to the problem, but also help yourself get over that. If the fireplace hasn't been lit yet, you can pull the kindling and wood out to dismantle it very quickly, but if it has been lit previously, this won't work at all. There is no way to remove this, even if it's completely cold. To conclude this video then, nothing at all has changed when it comes to base building in 1.29. You could do everything you could previously do if you work around the pointless rectangle bug/feature, and I retested all previous info that I gave out recently too, so we are Badlands ready for the base building changes that are on their way. Let's hope this rectangle is simply a placeholder until that happens. Speaking of which, me and other creators have been invited to Prague for some kind of big reveal at the end of June. I have no idea what the reveal is going to be. I only know that it's going to be Badlands related, so maybe a Badlands release date, possibly some gameplay footage, I don't know, which I will certainly make a video on when I do get that info, as it's got to be a pretty big deal if we're all being invited out there. And finally, if you didn't know, I recently made my base building calculator free to use. No login, no spam in your email, and everybody on Wobo Tools is anonymous, so I don't sell your data. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Simply plan your base, click the button, and it tells you how many resources you need to build that base. Link below if you do want to give it a go. Let me and the devs know if you have any ideas to fix the issues with barricading, or if you have any suggestions instead of this rectangle, or you can suggest any mods that fix these issues for server owners. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.